WB Morning Circus, Will Payne.
Barry Diamond.
Kelly Orchard.
Yeah. All right, Kelly's in studio because we're talking about the book Dead Air, The Day the Music Died. And we were talking just a few minutes ago about the behind the scenes of reporting to the public about a potential disaster, natural disaster, man-made disaster. And Barry and I, we've been together for 25 years. This is our 25th anniversary.
Congratulations.
And during that 25 years, we've had moments to where we've had disaster. Mm-hmm. We had to report. And there's something about the unknown, not knowing, and trying to figure out live on the air how you're going to put that forth to the public in a factual, calm manner, whether it's a tornado warning or planes in the building. That is something that I think your book does a great job of seeing, that there can be some chaos behind a microphone, but when you click it on, there's a certain manner that you need to propose.
You have a responsibility to those listeners to not cause more chaos. Yeah, and that's how I made Gunnar Jeffries be, is he was really concerned about that listening audience and how they were going to perceive this story, these messages that were coming over the air.
Give us just a sneak peek of, tell them a little bit about what the book is, the book's about.
Thank you. Basically, terrorists take, or I call them pirates in the book because pirate radio, but pirates take over the transmitters of 100 radio stations in 5 major markets. So we're dealing with Los Angeles, Chicago, New York City, Washington, D.C., and Dallas. Now, I take the story to Los Angeles. So you understand in the story it's going on in these other 4 cities, but we're focused on this cluster of radio stations in L.A. where they have 4 FMs who have now just been taken up, basically have dead air because they're all located up on Mount Wilson, which is now blocked off and they can't get access to. And then they have their 4 AM stations that are still on the air because those transmitters are spread all over town. And so hours go by and they're trying to figure out what this crisis is. And of course, the engineer is the first one called in when they have dead air. And he looks at his calendar and it's April 1st. He's like, oh, this is a stupid April Fool's joke. And then he's just mad. But then things unfold, and that's not the case. And there's a shooting, and all this stuff goes on. Gets back to the station. That's when they find out that 4 other markets have been taken over, and this is a real, true national crisis. But they don't know what's going to happen, and the authorities don't take it really seriously because it's just dead air.
Right.
That's all there is. Like, so what if your radio stations are off the air? Then soon the terrorists come up with an AI-generated message of their own that they start broadcasting, and it creates chaos in the communities because the first thing that they start doing is threatening the audience about what's going to happen. And so that's how the story unfolds. So we have 4 main characters. We have the chief engineer who's worried about the technical aspect. You got the market manager who's worried about his staff, but also about the financial losses that they're experiencing.
Right.
And then you got the program director thinking, what are we going to do? Because they didn't take these stations off the air for nothing. Something's going to happen.
Right.
And then wanting to make sure that they have somebody anchoring the microphone that's not going to be some political pundit or conspiracy theorist or make things worse with their ego. So he brings in somebody he's trained, but she's not a news anchor. She's more of a soft listening. She's a hip hop jock. She's just personality based. Right. So we deal with the whole trauma of what's happening with these people and the decisions that they're having to make without knowing what's coming. Wow. And so the reason I call it The Day the Music Died, that was the original title. Okay. But I figured there would be issues with Don McLean, and people maybe wouldn't know what the story that involved radio. Yeah. But so I added the dead air. But the reason I call it The Day the Music Died, because this one day everyone's focused on this news story, and all music stations were focused on news. There was no music played on the radio anywhere. And
that's happened in our history where when national crisis broke out, the music stopped. Or around here, when tornadoes break out, the music stops. Right. And it's 100% wall-to-wall news at that point. Yeah.
That's
right. Fun. All right. Continue to take a look. We'll talk with Kelly, but Dead Air is the name of the book, The Day the Music Died. If you Google that, you can find it. Amazon, it's available. You can download it. You can start reading today, or you can order it and have a hard copy in as well.
Right.
And go to kellyorchard.com.
That's right.
More with Kelly on the WB Morning Circus.